As we went through all of the items, we looked at everything that had been alleged or suggested or even implied in any way. While there may be policy issues that you are clearly prepared to discuss, there just simply is no legal defect, there is no charter violation, there is no process defect in the way the agenda item was presented, and there's no ethics violation at all. So again, people can argue, and you obviously can discuss the policy implications, but I wanted to review that data.
What I was comfortable with about this was the size and the way we did it. The amount of the deferred compensation was roughly 2/3 of our salary.
Quote in the newspaper, I was surprised. I was first of all surprised that there was a deferred compensation, but I was more, quite frankly, surprised at the amount, because it seemed high to me, $20,000 on a $36,000 salary.
I wish, quite frankly, this robust of a discussion had taken place the first time if the feelings had been so strong. Quite frankly, 2 years into this, I certainly could have been persuaded. But the reality is I don't think we did anything that is illegal.
5 years ago. So, truly, politics never ceases to amaze me as long as I have been at this. Never ceases to amaze me. And that's what this is about, is politics. So I would be very interested in discussion. And in fact, I even suggested to the city manager some months back that given our current economic situation, should we be cutting this contribution back significantly? And offered that up, and there didn't appear to be any interest anywhere in having that discussion. I think the manager probably remembers that discussion. And so,
fully and completely to believe, as the city attorney has said, that it is legal. I don't believe that we did anything unethical when we look at this. I believe that procedurally we handled it in the correct way. Maybe there's another way that it could have been handled. And at the time, quite frankly, when we looked at it 5 years ago, as far as the fiscal responsibility is concerned, we were not in the current situation that we are in today. We simply weren't. And fiscally, it may have been a good thing to do. Now we look at it today in terms of the fiscal responsibility and whether or not it's fiscally correct in terms of what's happening with us. You can't help but say under these circumstances it may not be the fiscally responsible thing to do. And so I'm willing to take a look at it from that standpoint. And let me say something about a couple other things. I mean, this ethics complaint implies that somehow or enough we did this because we wanted to get some personal gain. That is as far from the truth as it can be. Believe me, folks, believe me when I tell you this, if I wanted to get some fiscal gain from this of some fashion, if I wanted to get rich, it would not be sitting up here on this commission.
Give the money back.
Yeah. Now,
To add to that, are you saying effective immediately?
Yes.
yes.
I don't understand what you said, Commissioner.
So for those of us who have, all of us, I guess, have deposits into our deferred compensation, if we wanted to, and I recognize that the system is set up under federal rules and guidelines, and it is now in effect in our retirement. Right. If barring any legal reasons, and I don't expect there would be, but if we wanted to self-initiate a transfer of that out of our retirement, I know there, certainly for me, I think at my age, that there are penalties for accessing retirement.
I don't pay no penalties.
Preemptively, but if you could bring us back some information on that.